Okay, I'm going to shoot a video. I think you can see me. This is a dead out. Now the difference is I've already actually cleaned this, but I want to show you what I did. So you'll see that I have it set up with the two feeders. So these you may not have had, but okay. So first thing you do is you open up your hive and you get your hive tool out or your knife or whatever, and you get it out. These will come out easy because I've already been in here. And you take off, and there will be dead bees, and all you do, the way I do it is I bump them off like that. Just bump them off, let them fall off. If there's any other ones, I brush them off with a brush or just my hand. Brush off the bees. Here, I'll show you one right here. There's a bee right there. So, dead bee that is. Just take it out. And any of them, there's some that are left in there. Don't worry about them. The bees will clean them out. See, there's a little bit of honey right there on that dead out. These, I can't see any sign of mites. I can't see any reasons at all where I'm just rearranging. Doesn't matter. So you take them out, brush them off like that. So that takes care of the top one. So the top one's out, and so you set that aside. Guess what? You do the same thing for the bottom. Dump them out. Brush them off, dump them out. Set them aside. See that darker comb? That's brood comb. So I've got that in the middle. And that's what you want to do with this bottom one. You want to put your brood comb right in the middle. Which it's easy to tell because it's dark. Here, I'll show you where that's light, real light colored, and a bunch of that's dark colored. So the dark is the brood comb. And then there will be some bees in the bottom. Even after cleaning it up, there's some bees in the bottom of this one. And you just dump them out like that. And then you find any extras, dump them out. And right here on the edges where the frames rest, these are the frame rests, the bees will always build up propolis right there. And it gets built up so thick that your frames will rest too high. So I clean that groove right there. Both sides, I cleaned that off. The other thing I clean on these plastic ones, and this one I didn't do so well, is right there, they'll also build it up. They'll build it up there on the bottom too. I'm showing you. I'm just using my camp knife because I didn't bring my hive tool down here. But you clean them off like that. And what that does, because these go together, and as they go together in here, they build up the propolis, and that makes it tight. So it's hard to get your, this is a good thing I came in here. I forgot to clean these. Of course, I'd have probably spotted it when I go to put the bees in. I'm just cleaning them off real quick. And you'll see, I've forever got this camp knife, and I got an LOB with me because I so often forget my hive tool, which a hive tool is better, but I can make this work for about everything beekeeping. So anyway, that's what I do. That's it. That's the whole thing. You just clean up, brush out the bees, dump out the bees. The odds of there being anything seriously wrong, diseases or anything, are extraordinarily slim. It's just they died off due to pesticides, or the queen died or something. Look, that's a bee. That's a live bee who's coming looking for honey. They're robbing honey out of these hives. I've got 3 alive up there underneath the deck that's behind me, up over my left shoulder. And so they're coming down here because they smell the honey. There's another one right there. So they're just down here stealing honey. They're not going to mess with me any, so I don't have any protective clothing on. Don't need it. And as I said, trying to remember most everything I got in this bottom box. These brood combs anyway. By the way, this is a very healthy, was a very healthy hive. Why it died, I don't know. All of these were up under the deck. No rhyme or reason that they would have died out, but they did. So don't feel bad about losing bees, especially in this days of all these pesticides and stuff that we got going. If you hear a helicopter, that's the life flight helicopter that goes by my house a couple of times a day. Going from a medical center over on the coast, which is that way, to a trauma center in Auburn, Maine. It's over that way. It's really too bad seeing those. But there you go. That's how you do it. It's that simple. You once you get all that scraped off and stuff, clean it up best you can. The great thing about the second year like this that you're doing it is that, notice this is all built out comb. So those bees, oh, I was going to show you here. So here's the way you're going to put a package in. You're going to use this, but you're going to take all of these out. I'll put them somewhere. I got other bee boxes. You're going to take all of these out. And I'm going to run over and grab an old package. Stay right there. I'll be right back. Here you go. This is a wooden one. I know sometimes they do plastic ones now, but when I get mine, they're always wooden. It'll have a can of syrup in there, and you pull out that can of syrup, and connected to that will be a queen cage. And it'll show you how you take it out. You take the cork out of the candy. It's white. Literally, it's white sugar and water that's mashed up together, and the queen and her attendants will get it out of that. But the way I do this in these hives is once I just, you see the frames and the brood combs, I make sure the brood comb is in the middle. Just a couple of 3 frames of brood comb right in the middle. Yeah, that's not broody enough. One, two, oh, they're all 3. Yeah. So 3 right in the middle. I'll pin, see how those, maybe you can see, those bend apart. So I can push the queen cage right down in there. So first, so just like that. So I take that queen out and I put her and just jam her in between 2 of those. And then you take the bees and you shake them right into there. And when you're done, I have a little piece of wood down in the bottom to prop it up on, which of course I don't have one, but imagine you've got a little piece of wood. Oh, this will do. Little piece of wood, put that down in the bottom to prop it up. And you put it right down in like that, and the rest of the bees will crawl in there. And then you just put the top on like that and leave it for a couple of 3 hours, and all of the bees will crawl down and go around that queen and collect on those frames. And then after they've done that a couple hours, I come back, I take this off, it's done, take the piece of wood out. Now there will be bees flying like crazy at this point, so you know, you'll have your bee equipment on. And then I just go ahead and put the frames right back in here. And the reason I do that, if these weren't built out, I wouldn't do that. But these are all built out. Notice this one even has, actually, I don't know if you can see it, that has quite a bit of nectar in it. So these bees will start eating. There's a bunch of butts of dead bees right in there. That's all right. Don't bother them at all. They'll clean all that right up. I'll put the blank out to the back like that. I'll put those on, then I'll put the feeders on, just like that. And the bees will come right up and feed right out of that. And you know, I've had perfectly good luck of doing it just like that. Now I've not done more than 2 high with these 7 frames, but just like that. And then